What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. My name is Matt Primo, your host, and today I'm here with Christian Valencia. We're doing things a little bit differently this week. It may be something we keep doing, just depends on how y'all like it and how it goes from here. And we're doing this via Zoom. So hopefully the audio checks out. Hopefully the video checks out as well. Mine's a little bit blurry. Christian's looks good. But I'm also on I'm also on a terrible computer. So there's that.
I'm not.
Issues with the audio, please let us know. We did a Ip Man review with this style, and our Patreon supporters absolutely loved it. They preferred the video portion of it as well. So if it does really well, we're gonna keep doing it. And if not, go fuck yourselves. We'll probably still do it. I don't know.
Yes,
Patreon supporters pay the bills, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
So if you're new to our podcast, we are the Two Game Podcast. Every week we talk about games, at least 2 games a week, 2 games during our show, hence the name. And from the last several weeks, we've been dreamcasting particular movies. What have we done? X-Men. Did we do Spider-Man?
We did Spider-Man. We did Underworld too.
Yeah, Underworld too. Yes. So we're doing Dreamcast, and the issue with video recording is I have to be on my fucking game, and both of us worked last night. I don't know if I'm gonna be 100% on my game. I don't know if I'm gonna be on my game.
That's what editing's for.
Right. So yeah, we do Dreamcast every week. And I honestly don't know where I was going with that, to be 100% positive with you.
Just going over our stuff, sir.
This is going to be terrible.
Lack of sleep is not helping for you.
It is. So I'm just gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna start putting our stuff on YouTube. We also have another podcast called Surfing the Stream. Every week we do some movie reviews on there, at least 2. It's been almost, I think, 4 or 5 a week here over the last few months. Yeah. So we got Kung Fu in Review started. We just did Ip Man. We reviewed that. Up next is Enter the Dragon with old Bruce Lee, aka a martial arts James Bond movie. That's all you need to know. Coming up at the beginning of April, we have Godzilla versus Kong. And then in 10 days, we have Justice League. Zack Snyder.
Did you see some people got it early?
Yes, they played Tom and Jerry, and they got the first hour of Justice League.
I was like, what the fuck? I went looking last night.
Why don't y'all tell us this stuff when it happens? Why you tell us hours later?
I don't know. I went looking last night.
Yo,
HBO. I was like, where is it?
Yeah, you had to click on Tom and Jerry.
I did.
Oh, you did?
And I got Tom.
You didn't watch the rest of that movie, did you? Because it's fucking terrible.
No, I didn't watch. No.
Okay, good.
No, I just
stay away from it
to see if I got Justice League, but I did not.
Yeah, stay away from Tom and Jerry on HBO Max unless it's the cartoons.
Yeah.
So obviously. Justice League is coming up. I'll probably review the first one before the next one comes out. But Christian and I think we're going to review the Zack Snyder cut, the 4-hour epic. Yes. And then Jurassic Park is on the horizon for me.
Ooh.
After I finish John Wick, I have the 2nd and 3rd movie to review on that. So those are the movies in the pipeline, as they say.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, dude, yeah, you made my pee-pee move on that
one. Sir. If anybody's doing Jurassic Park, it should be you because you were in it.
You do realize, I hope everybody realizes that I'm going to be saying that in every single episode.
I don't blame you. I was there. I saw.
I have a picture. I mean, you can't really make my face out, but that's not the point. I was in it.
It's there. I recognized it.
So this week, this is episode 31, by the way. We're going to jump through the topics real quick, and then we'll get into this baby. I almost forgot. This is what happens when we do things differently than I'm used to. got to give our Patreon supporters a shout out. Shout out to
Indeed.
our Patreon supporters, our $20 tier supporters, Carmen Edmonds, Eric Hernandez, and Sharon Petrie. We appreciate y'all supporting us each and every month. And also shout out to our other Patreon supporters as well. All y'all do so much for us, and we cannot thank you enough. So thank you. You can go to our Patreon. You can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/2game. That is the number 2. And if you want to support us there, there's a $5 tier, $10 tier, and a $20 tier. Speaking of Patreon, they get all this content uncut, unrated. So we actually did a pregame show before this episode. They get all that content added on to the episode, and it's just us bullshitting and having a good old time. We talk about random things.
Indeed.
Not just games.
It's our normal thing.
And then we also added a new segment last episode, I should say. Fuck, Marry, Kill. It's a Patreon exclusive segment. They absolutely loved it. Loved it. Yeah. It was like a golden dick, and they were just like, give it to me. And who are we as content providers to say no to that?
Indeed. You're right.
We have to provide the masses with what they want.
So, if you want it, I'll give it to you.
Well, video where it didn't happen, sir.
Yes.
So yeah, go to patreon.com/2game, and if you sign up there, you get all that extra content with the price of admission. Otherwise, you just have this. You may have missed out on a few jokes. Who knows? And then if you're wondering what this is, for our audio listeners, you don't know what I'm pointing at. So I'm pointing at my closet. This is the closet where Christian and I get down all the time. This is my wife's closet.
Naked things.
Well,
or pants are optional.
It might be optional right now. Who knows?
Who knows?
That's Patreon content right there, guys. So let's jump into this week's episode. We've rambled on long enough. I have scattered brain throughout this entire first intro. We're going to jump to our playlist. We're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon news, a little bit. And we're going to the 2 games that we're going to talk about this week, Bravely Default 2 and Outriders. We're going to Dreamcast Fantastic Four, and we got the Fuck, Marry, Kill segment for our Patreon supporters, and then weekly recommendation. Sir, what have you been playing this week? Or the last 2 weeks, I should say.
I've still been playing Little Nightmares 1 and 2. I did try to play some Pokemon Dungeons, and that was just miserable. Mm-hmm. God, was that miserable. It was a waste of like $40.
How long
it's got Pokemon on it, so you know. It's one of those fucking was Pokemon's price. I probably played 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I was like, nope, done.
Okay, I was about to ask you, how long did you play it before you were just, I'm done?
Oh no, it was rather quick. Shout out.
You're so used to that.
Touché. What have you been playing, sir?
I've been dipping my toes into Bravely Default 2, which we will talk about in a few minutes. Outriders, I played about an hour of that as well. But mainly it's been Final Fantasy VII Remake and Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like hitting and leaving on basically all these games. I'm just playing a little bit, going on the next game, playing a little bit, keep moving. Final Fantasy VII, I'm playing like an hour a night. Just taking my time with it. You know, I'm in no rush. There's no real huge game on the horizon.
Resident Evil, but that's it.
Oh yeah. I'm still debating on whether I'm gonna get Monster Hunter or not. Like, I want to get into that series, but I'm like, I don't want to say I'm scared, but I feel overwhelmed.
It's better with people, not by yourself.
Yeah. I don't have no friends. I'm so shit. Y'all go fuck yourselves. Listening. So I've been listening to a lot over the last couple weeks since we last recorded. I've been listening to a little bit of The Devil Wears Prada. They used to be actually used to be my favorite metal band, to be honest with you. Until they got real political with some of their music. I mean, they were shouting gun control and like it wasn't even like hidden in the meaning like Chevelle does a lot. Like you don't even know what the fuck Chevelle talks about most of the time. Just,
Surprise.
yeah, I listened to Devil Wears Prada's Zombie and Alien CD. Oh, it's so good. So good. You go check it out, sir. That's some good fucking metal right there. 30 Seconds of More. I've been dipping my toes in them a little bit. And then 3 new albums got released this week that I just want to talk about briefly, give my little opinions on them, a little bit of ranting. Demon Hunter came out with their album Songs of Death and Resurrection. Fucking fantastic. It is. I'm gonna talk about this in a little bit. I don't want to spoil any segment. Hint, hint. But this is an acoustic album of all their heavy metal songs, or their slower songs. And this is exactly what I wanted from the Breaking Benjamin album. But I did not get. And
we did not get that.
It did not disappoint me. Oh,
this was
so good. And then I listened to the new Chevelle album. It just came out this week as well. It's good. And as sing-alongy as some of their other as their previous albums, but dude, it's a headbanger. It's good. And then A Day to Remember is kind of where I want to rant for a second about. I listened to their new album, and it's fucking garbage. I cannot believe that they put out that album. It's utter trash. They were supposed to release that album last year, like 1 year ago last year. And they kept it because they were like, oh, we want to work on it some more and make sure it's the best for y'all. What the fuck did you do for a year? I don't understand it. Like, this sounds like hot garbage. It's utter bullshit what they just gave us. So I get it. They have some poppy elements, they have some punky elements, and they're metalcore, obviously. But they went full pop in this. Usually their poppy shit is very catchy and it's enjoyable. Not in this case. They even said that when they recorded this, they didn't want it to be tied to a studio. They just wanted to, if they thought about something, they just wanted to go record it wherever they wanted to record it, and they didn't care. And it fucking sounds like that.
In the album called You're Welcome.
Yes.
What a horrible name.
Have some irony for breakfast this morning. Fucking, I cannot believe what I listened to. I listened to about 4 songs. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I have loved every single album of theirs up to this point, and I can't listen to it. It's terrible. It's not catchy. It's got maybe 3 or 4 songs on it that I actually enjoy. The other songs are it's just hot garbage. I don't know what else to call it. Hot garbage. And then I've been listening to another band, just briefly, just got a little dip my toes in them. Aviana, Aviana. Yes. I think they have a song that's called Retaliation. I think that's the name of it. Bruh. It's fucking heavy. You been listening to anything?
I listened to Love and Death. I listened to A Day to Remember. What else did I listen to? Obviously, some I Prevail and some other, just Breaking Benjamin and Ice Nine Kills, and other than that, it's normal. The only new one I found was Love and Death, and I love it. I like it a lot.
I'm gonna have to get you into Demon Hunter. Sorry. It was like one of the first bands. emo porn. It was one of the first bands that got me into metal, so I think you're ready for it. I think your body's ready.
Oh, how you know?
Oh, I can see, and it's ready. It's begging for it.
It's begging for it.
So watching, everybody knows that I watch a bunch of movies every week to do our reviews. So I'm just gonna ramble them off, and we'll probably keep this short. I'll probably just mention them. I watched Shazam, Ip Man 1 and 2. 2 is, dude, I enjoyed 2 significantly more than 1. It had, like, I felt for the characters a lot more in 2 than 1.
Told you.
Like
maybe the villain more.
Maybe the villain wasn't as good as the first one, but it was a little bit over the top. But for the most part, I fucking enjoyed that movie. Aquaman, Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. Fucking fantastic movie. John Wick, Tom and Jerry, fucking terrible movie. The Mortal Kombat series, Sonic the Hedgehog, which is surprisingly a good movie. And
Jim
Enter the
Carrey
Dragon.
made that movie.
I don't understand how Sonic the Hedgehog was a good movie, but me and Nick
Jim
both
Carrey.
enjoyed that movie. No.
No.
You watch?
Yes, he did.
No. Did you watch that movie?
He came back. Yes, I watched the movie. Jim Carrey made that movie.
No, the fuck he didn't. He was the worst part of the movie.
Whatever.
Don't whatever me. Whatever you.
Whatever. You gonna come do something? I can see you.
Every time he was on screen, I was like, just give me Sonic. I don't even care about this dude. And I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan. Or I was anyways. It was bullshit.
Bullshit. A pout central over there.
Is this the episode of bitching, or is it the episode of
every episode with you is bitching?
Right.
Wait till we get to Pokemon.
Right? Who am I without bitching, guys? Who am I?
I don't know. You'd be sick as fuck.
Right.
Like, who the fuck are you?
You been watching anything in the last couple weeks?
I started a new anime called Taboo Tattoo. It's on Crunchyroll and Funimation. I watched Ip Man 1, 2, and 3. Still waiting on 4. I'm gonna watch Enter the Dragon tonight, and probably the other dragon, Way of the Dragon, Path of the Dragon,
Way of the Dragon.
What's called?
The Way of the Dragon.
With Chuck Norris.
Yes.
I need Chuck Norris. But no,
I want to say
I
say Way of the Dragon is on Amazon, maybe. I think it's not. It's not on Netflix. I know that.
I don't think so. I looked.
So let's jump into our topics for this week. Now, it's been a couple weeks since we. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Underpants gnomes.
Audio listeners are like, what the fuck? They just cut out for a second? No. Something scared the fuck out of me.
Something attacked me. Underpants gnomes are coming.
Don't even know where I was at now. So a couple weeks ago, Pokemon Company released a Pokemon Direct, and we talked about some new games. They talked about Pokemon Snap, which I have like a love-hate relationship with it, but I played the fuck out of that game on the N64, I'll probably end up getting it regardless. But the two things that I want to mention, we'll talk about the remakes first, and then we'll talk about the other game. Pokemon Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, which is going to be released in 2021, late 2021. Did you see the clips of that, sir? The trailer? So
sure didn't.
It looks like Link's Awakening, the remake of Pearl and Diamond. So, dude, it looks good. It looks really good. And I'm excited to jump back into that series. I honestly don't remember anything from.
I don't either.
I played. What came out with Diamond and Pearl? It was what was the other one? The third
Sapphire?
game. No, that's
Emerald.
I think that was with Ruby and Sapphire was Emerald. I cannot think of the third game that came with this. Platinum.
There you go.
Platinum.
Yay.
That was one that I played, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be
I
interesting.
didn't play anything.
Oh, you know me. When I got my Pokemon kick, I went and played every single generation backwards, and
I know.
it was that was a rough year. It was a rough year, or a long year, I should say. So I'm excited to jump back into that. And the main thing that I want to talk about is this new Pokemon game. So Pearl and Diamond is the Sinnoh region, excuse me. Pokemon Legends Arceus takes I'm assuming it's a prequel. The buildings look old. It looks almost kind of like a like older Japanese town style of city, kind of. But the main thing is open world Pokemon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have been
Lots.
ranting for months and months on this podcast that what I've always wanted is a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game. And dude, it looks like Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
Looks like it. The graphics look great. They don't look terrible like Sword and Shield. And it's just it as of right now, just looking at the surface of this game, looking at the trailer, this is what I want from Pokemon. And they're doing it. And does it need to be a mainline game? No. I don't need a mainline game, a Pokemon to be open world and whatnot. But you give me a little spinoff, give me a little taste, and I'm all about it. So that one is supposed to release in 2022. The only issues that I had with it, the open area looked rather empty. But I mean, they have another year to put into the game, so it could just been that one little trailer that they weren't showing much, you know. And there were some frame rate issues, but again, 1 year to correct all that shit. Let's jump into the games this week, sir, that we're going to talk about. Bravely Default 2. Now, did you download the demo at all on the Switch last night? So I downloaded the demo originally, and then I found out it doesn't transfer over to your save when you buy the game. So I was like, hard pass. Not playing a grinding game and not having that shit transfer. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So this game released on February 26th, 2021, and it's only on the Nintendo Switch. Square Enix is the one that released it. Basically, this game is a JRPG turn-based style game. It has a little bit of like a watercolored art style to it. Think of, if you're familiar with Octopath Traveler, not the exact same style, but kind of like that. Octopath Traveler meets Final Fantasy.
All right, that.
So, like I said, it's very similar to Final Fantasy. It has Phoenix Down. It has some of the same items and stuff like that. So, very, very, very similar to Final Fantasy. I consider it to be maybe a more like teen, child-friendly Final Fantasy version of a game. But I'm enjoying it. I've played probably about 4 or 5 hours of it so far, and yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's technically the third game in the series. Don't be confused by the title. 2. It's technically the third game. I don't understand it, but
Counting.
yeah, whatever.
Common Core counting.
The other games were Bravely Default and Bravely Second End Layer. Those are the other 2 games. But you don't have to play those games to enjoy this game. I think there are some little bit of connective tissues in between the 3 games, but it's not necessary. And I haven't had anything happen so far that I'm just like, huh? The fuck is that?
Why are you doing this?
And you're getting, it's about a 60-hour game from what I've heard and I've read. So you're getting a lot of gameplay in this game. I'm curious. I've played 4 or 5 hours of it. I'm curious to know how it holds up over the course of 15, 20, 30, 60 hours, because I can play for about an hour and I'm just like, take a little break. Because there's a lot of grinding. But I'll talk about grinding now since I'm I just mentioned it. So basically the game is you're in this open field and you're running with your team, your group, and you're fighting these monsters. You see them in open field. It's not random encounters. Apparently, like the older games in the series were random encounters. So you can actually see them, and you can do a couple of things. They're either going to run away from you, the monsters, which means that you are over leveled. They're going to run towards you, which means they think they can fuck you up, or they're just going to sit there and just not even care. You can have a few different things, a few different mechanics. You can either go up to them and hit them with your sword, which will gain you an advantage in the just like that. It will gain you an advantage in the fight. If they come up behind you and hit you, or they run into you, they have an advantage. You don't want that. I know.
I don't want to get behind either.
Right. So the main mechanics of the game, the brave and default mechanics. So you go into this fight. Sometimes there's 4 or 5 monsters in this one fight that you have to fight. And you can speed up the fight as well. So that really helps grinding. Like you can finish a fight within seconds. So that's a huge plus. It's not like Pokemon where you have to sit there for 5 minutes and fight the Pokemon and then run around, find another one, and then keep going. So the brave and default mechanics. Brave means you are going to borrow a turn. In turn base, everybody has a turn and it goes like that, right? It's a circle. So you can brave means you borrow against your future turn, and you can do that up to 4 times. So you can hit them 4 times in a row. So technically, you have 4 members in your squad. You can hit them 16 times. Wait, shit. Yeah. Mississippi math in my head. My math teacher who's listening to this, God damn you. So you get 16 turns in a row, but just know you're about to lose 16 turns in a row with the other team. So you kind of have to strategize and plan ahead. In the open field area, when you're fighting these bitch ass monsters, you can probably get away with braving all your characters because they're not very strong. But when you get to like a boss, you have to strategize, and you can't borrow against those turns like that. Trust me, I know, because I did it and I got fucked. So when I was mentioning that you could hit them with your sword and gain an advantage, if you hit them with your sword, you gain what they call a brave point. So now you can borrow 4 hits, but it'll only take out 3. Does that make sense? Okay. So you would lose 3 turns instead of 4 if you hit them before battle. And on the other side, you have the default mechanic. Basically, you're just defending yourself for a turn, or you can default, and you can do that like 2 turns in a row, I think. Or you can brave 4 turns. Like, let's say all your friends in your party are dead. So 3 other people are dead in your party. You can brave 3 times and use Phoenix Downs to heal your entire party or to revive them. Just know that you're going to be losing those turns though. So that's the main mechanics behind Bravely Default. And at first I was like, I don't know if I like this, or it seems like it's going to take some getting used to. It does take some getting used to. especially when you're having to strategize and trying to plan who gets hit and when the enemies actually attack. But so far, I'm really enjoying this game. It's $60 on the eShop, and as of now, it's worth $60 to me. But like I said, I'm curious to know how it holds up over the course of 60 hours. And then a few more things I want to talk about with this game. There's a job system in it. So you know how in Final Fantasy you can pick what jobs or what class you wanted your people to be throughout the course of the game, like in 10 and in 12.
Yeah.
So you have that same thing in here. But the difference is you can swap these classes out on the fly. So let's say you go into a boss fight and you get your ass whooped. You can change up your job system and give yourself a little bit more of an advantage in that fight rather than get your ass whooped every single time. And yeah, you got dungeons. You pick the jobs that fit your particular dungeon that you're going in, and yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the game so far. And then side quests, you can just basically call those fetch quests. The side quests fucking suck.
Oh, fetch quests! I never heard that.
And one last thing that I'll say, just what's this game about? Like, what's the story? The story is it's okay, but it's cliche. It's your typical JRPG. Let's save the world story. A team of heroes are out to save the world from destruction by finding magic elemental crystals. I mean, that sounds like a generic JRPG. Let's move on to Outriders, sir.
Oh, so Outriders is a Destiny Gears of War division mix. Like I mean, I watched a good gameplay. I played probably about 10 minutes of it. You know, wife and kids. But when I played, it reminded me a lot of Division. It really did. You have your certain gears, you're only allowed to have so many skills, and you have your guns. It literally looks like it plays like Division, and it looks like Destiny. So it's made by People Can Fly and Square Enix. It's a co-op third-person game, kind of like Destiny. Its release date is April 1st, 2021 for all consoles, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, S, Windows. It's going to be $60, $59.99. So what I've seen and looked at, it's basically these people trying to colonize an alien planet. The maps are really small compared to Destiny and Division, because Division and Destiny kind of had open world ish. You know, you can only go certain places in some places. So these maps are a little smaller than that, or scaled. But you have 4 classes: Devastator, giggity.
I chose Devastator in my
I did
playthrough.
too.
Wait, no. I take that back. I clicked it and then I turned. I was the Pyromancer.
You have the Devastator, which is a close range tank. You have Pyromancer, which is a medium range conjurer of fire. Who knew? Pyromaster. Anyway, then you have Technomancer, which is your long range support and gadgets. And then you have your Trickster, close range, hit and run, space time. You have huge skill trees. Like, it's just disgusting how long those are. Like, it's just stupid.
God, dude,
it's so big.
Like, it's overwhelming how big those skill trees are.
Shout out. Like, I looked at it and I was like, no, not like, today.
The skill tree is so big, shout out, that you look at it and you're like, where the fuck do I even start at? I'm going to spend 20 minutes just reading all these fucking skills that I might get eventually.
So I'm going to start off with like the Technomancer. They have Grapple, Kyro Turret, pain launcher, blighted rounds, tools of destruction, fixing wave, cold snap, and blighted turret. And those are all our skills for that. The trickster's got temporal blades, slow trap, hunt prey, twisted rounds, cyclone slice, borrow time, time rift, envenenator's knife. Pyromancer's got heat wave, feed the flames, thermal bond, overheat, volcanic rounds, ash blast.
Wait, did you say ass blast?
No, ash blast. I mean, same difference.
I think you said ass blast. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I have to watch.
And then they have phaser beam.
Phaser beam.
I don't know what phaser beam is, but all right. And then the last one's the best one, eruption.
Well,
I know what I need to go do.
Right?
And then you have Devastator, Earthquake, Golem, Gravity Leap, Reflect Bullets, Impale, Tremor, Boulder Dash, and Endless Mass.
Who the fuck came up with all these names? These are some dumb names.
I don't know. They did it just to make us laugh.
Ass blast.
But this game, it comes out, like I said, on April 1st. Better not be no April Fool's crap. Demo plays really well. It's a 3-person, 3-people team, and you go about just beating the crap out of aliens, shooting them in the face, freezing them, doing your skills, giving them eruptions. You know,
ass blast.
And your ash blast. But I mean, this game it looks really good. It reminds me of, like I said, Division and Destiny, and I loved both of them. It's just they both got old really quickly, and then Destiny, you couldn't keep up with the money that the DLCs had to be.
Yeah. So
like
I
said,
played
it's
a
just-
little bit. I played a little bit of the demo that's available on PlayStation and Xbox, whatever, and it looks like Destiny, like you said. I got more of a Gears of War vibe with the gameplay. Like, you know how when you're running, you can push circle in Gears of War, and you can hit cover.
Crouch run.
Yeah, dude, looks and feels like they just copied the same mechanic from Gears of War.
They probably did.
Yeah, the gameplay felt a little janky and like a little stiff. Shout out to me. But big disclaimer: I suck at shooters. So Destiny was basically the only game that I was ever actually decent at as far as a shooter. So take that for what you will. I'm still gonna. I need to jump back into it and play a little bit more of it, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy it day one.
No,
for me,
not for that price.
I'm hoping it's not a Anthem.
That's what I was thinking too.
I got a strong feeling, and I had that feeling with Anthem. Like, I don't know, this game looks like it might suck, and I didn't buy it. And guess what? It sucked. Did you hear that?
Suck.
Did you hear that they canceled that game?
The second
Anthem
one?
Next? Yeah.
Yep.
Or the remake of the first one or whatever.
Good riddance.
Right. Okay. I mean, great concept, but just did not pan out the way they wanted to. Yeah, poor execution. So yeah, the only other thing that I would say about the demo that's available, the writing, dialogue, and voice acting are meh at times.
Meh.
Yeah, just meh. You for the first, I would say 40 minutes of the demo. Now, I played an hour. Granted, I did take my time in that because if you're watching us on YouTube, you might be seeing some of that gameplay right now. I'm going to cut out all the shit of where I failed and I died. So, can't make myself look too bad. You know what I'm saying? But just know I suck. I absolutely suck at third person shooters. So go fuck yourselves. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably seeing some of that gameplay right now, or you're seeing some other kind of gameplay. Right, I don't know. Here. Who knows? But I tried taking my time and trying to catch the scenery and stuff like that. So it did take a little bit longer to get to the actual classes that you could choose from. but it basically just felt like a beeline that first 30, 45 minutes. Like there was nothing to do.
I play like 10 minutes.
Other than look. That was all you could do. Look around and walk. And then the shooting came, and I was like, not for me.
Pew pew. Pew pew.
Yeah. Pew pew. So we're gonna do let's see. We're gonna do Dreamcast, like I said, and then we'll jump into Fuck, Marry, Kill. Dreamcast, sir. Fantastic Four. Who's your Reed Richards?
My Reed Richards is going to be James McAuley, guy played Professor X in First Class.
McAvoy?
James McAuley. Yeah, that's the one. Fuck you. Okay. Fuck you.
It's when you start reading it back. Oh, fuck.
oh.
I fucked up.
Go fuck yourself.
I think he'd be a good choice. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
So I cheated on Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
God.
So I seriously want John Krasinski and Emily Blunt for Reed and Sue. I think that's a perfect mashup. Perfect. They're already married, so they already have that chemistry. So if I had to choose, I would choose them two. So now I have my other choices, if not them. Reed Richards, a little Joseph Gordon-Levitt, old Robin from The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. My Ben Grimm, Joel Edgerton. Are you familiar with him?
No.
So have you seen the movie Warrior?
Yes.
With Tom Hardy and his brother?
Oh, yes. Yes.
His brother is Joel Edgerton.
Oh.
By the way, that movie is definitely included in Kung Fu in Review. And it's high on my list. I just want you to know that.
Duh. That's a great movie. Fuck you.
Fantastic.
My Ben Grimm's gonna be Chris Hemsworth and his muscles.
His muscles.
His muscles. And his beard. He's got a glorious beard. You can kiss my ass.
He does. I'm not debating it with you. Johnny Storm, the Red Power Ranger, Dacre Montgomery from the Power Rangers movie you don't like.
Oh,
Let's join hands and love each other.
I love you. Mine's gonna be Evan Peters for Johnny Storm.
Oh, Quicksilver?
He just seems like he would be a perfect Johnny Storm. Smart ass, funny.
Quick quips. So Sue Storm, I said I wanted Emily Blunt, but if I had to choose, if I couldn't get her, Jennifer Lawrence.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, a little Jennifer Lawrence with your James McAvoy, a little X-Men reunion thing.
I have Sue Storm. I have Sophie Turner or Alexandra Daddario.
I was gonna Alexandra Daddario is like my fourth, fifth choice.
I would pick her every day for multiple reasons.
Yeah, I bet.
All
right, I feel like this is the one that they have to get right when they do the new Fantastic Four movie. I feel like they have to cast Dr. Doom perfectly.
Oh yeah.
So he's probably not an X-Men anymore. And I'm just now realizing that you and I both have all kinds of fucking X-Men up in this fucking movie. He brought a new element to Magneto. And I think Michael Fassbender would be an incredible Dr. Doom.
That was my second choice.
I feel like Michael Fassbender would make you actually care for Dr. Doom, and he wouldn't be the shithole of a character that this last Fantastic Four made him into.
Oh god.
Because Dr. Doom is a fucking badass. Fucking sad.
Yeah, he is.
And
yeah, he is. Yeah.
Just Michael Fassbender would make that character so much better.
Oh yeah.
And he's already used to that. and he's used to playing the villain, so he's already got that little mindset.
Indeed. I have Sebastian Stan as my Doctor Doom.
Little Winter Soldier.
Indeed. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too. All right, guys. If you want to hear the next segment, you're going to have to go to patreon.com/2game. That is the number 2, and subscribe at any of our tiers. You can go to the $5 tier, and you will get this extra segment that we're about to talk about. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Apparently, it is, like I said, it's like a golden dick, and Patreon supporters can't get enough of that dick. So if you want this segment, patreon.com/2game, and then you also get our pregame show along with it. And now we are back to your regular program. Patreon supporters got that bonus segment, Fuck, Marry, Kill. And now we are on to the rest of the episode, which is, or when I say rest of the episode, I mean like the end of the episode.
Oh.
So, yeah, weekly recommendation time, sir.
So, mine's different. It's not an anime. How about that?
Well,
so it's going to be Love and Death, Perfectly Preserved is the name of the album. And that pretty much the whole album is pretty fantastic. I enjoyed every minute of it.
So now I can't remember because we worked last night. Did we talk about them on the pregame show or did we talk about them on this episode?
We did talk them on the pregame.
Okay.
Today.
And I said, wow, that dude looks like Head from Korn.
Yep.
It is. Who knew? But I'm gonna check that out. Perfectly Preserved. And you said there's a little bit of screaming in that, and
indeed, it gives me a little bit of Cold Rain and Breaking Benjamin mix, with a little bit of Korn. Now that you said that,
I'm going to check them out, sir.
You should.
My weekly recommendation is Demon Hunter, and I will be specific about this. Songs of Death and Resurrection. Today is March 9th when we are recording this episode. It is the album of the year. March 9th. Album of the year. The album is a masterpiece, and I do not throw that word around very easily, very often when it comes to music. It takes a lot for me to love an album.
It does.
I don't fall in love with albums very easily.
You're very petty.
I'm picky, petty, any other kind of P word. Penis, what? This album has, I don't even know how many albums they've released. It's a bunch. I've been listening to them since, I want to say like 2005. That's how long I've been into Demon Hunter. Been a long time, so, or 2006, 7, something like that. It was in high school. So basically every album, they're a metal band, but every album they have like 1, maybe 2 songs that are slow, or it's just singing. They came out with this acoustic album. It's bringing all those songs and they like changed them up. A bunch of the songs have pianos. It's piano with string instruments and just a guitar and a drum. They really changed up the songs, and in some cases, some of the songs on this album are better than the originals, which is difficult to say because they don't make a bad album at all. Some of my favorite song of all time from them is called Deteriorate. It's off their Triptych album. It was the album that got me into them. And the song that they redid that on this new album, and I love it. It's better than the original, and I absolutely love the original. So Demon Hunter, Songs of Death and Resurrection, fucking fantastic album. And I can't say enough good things about it. If you have not listened to Demon Hunter, what I recommend is start from Triptych album, because the first, I want to say there's 2 other albums other than that before that album. It's basically just it's straight metal. They don't sing as much in that. But yeah, go with Triptych and then push forward from there. Listen to each album as they were released, and it's so good, so good. And then I want you to email me, text me, Facebook me, and tell me thank you. And have a good day.
I can see your erection from here, sir. It's so engorged.
It is engorged. It's not big, but it's girthy. I'm gonna need a blood transfusion before it's all said and done.
It's not that big.
Oh, don't let me have this. But I think that's going to conclude our episode for this week, episode 31. Like I said, drop a comment on our Facebook, drop an email to us, 2gamepodcast@gmail.com. Let us know how episode 31 turned out. Let us know how the audio is. Drop a comment on our YouTube. Go check us our YouTube out, 2Game. You may find it a little difficult finding the channel. Go to our Facebook page, 2Game Podcast, and you can click one of the links there to send you to our YouTube channel. Let us know how this turns out. Do you love it? Do you like it? Is it another variety that you can get into our content? And like I said, I should be adding a gameplay thing like right here somewhere. I don't know. I'm trying to be like the YouTubers where they're like, I got a box right here.
It's
Click
there.
it.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah, so there should be some gameplay like right there at some point in the episode. I don't know what gameplay it is. It's probably gonna be Outriders and maybe some Dead Cells, because Dead Cells is just so easy to record and throw it up on there. Let us know what you think of it, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today, sir. I appreciate you joining me.
Yes.
There, sir, at your hacienda.
I appreciate you having me, sir.
Yeah. Now I have to go do a PP test for work because they couldn't do that yesterday when I was working.
Yeah, it's just drugs. It's okay.
Yeah. I have to pee, so I should go take care of that. But I appreciate y'all joining me, and we'll catch y'all next time on another episode.